I think you have to register to vote. Oh God, there's too much going on here. There's too much. Meanwhile, here we go. We are diving into our lower bracket finals and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres ALE. We have the Peruvian Protoss player. He is red, representing Unidos por el Vicio. He just got knocked down by Ryu, but he has a chance for redemption. It is Xions. And spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres ALE, we have his opponent. We have the underdog. This madman took down the Zerg Lord. How? Solid how on that one. It is the Peruvian Protoss representing Roots Gaming. Some know him as Marooned, but he is INFANSON. Oh, and I will have to update that on the casting tool actually. God damn, these players with their accounts that don't use their names. Shaking my head, INFANSON. Shaking my head. INFANSON. Alias Marooned. Beautiful. Alright, alright. For the next game, he will have a proper intro. He'll have a proper intro. And we'll see how we go here. So Xions is doing very Xions things. He actually doesn't wall off with his digital gateway. In PvP, for whatever reason, he does have his structures closer to his base. Because of this, he will have some better SimCity in his main base, and it's a little bit more efficient because he doesn't have to go as far with his probe to throw down his buildings. But it does mean that his ramp is a little bit more vulnerable to adepts. Meanwhile, Xions, I'm sure he wanted to do his Xions special. If you're wondering what that is, he actually sneaks into the main base and throws down a pylon in the main. He does this against anyone he can in this matchup, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, he wants to do it here. The probe comes out, and oh, he throws down a pylon, but immediately INFANSON is on it. We have a cancel, and Xions is denied. I was mentioning this earlier in the broadcast when it came to White Idra, and White Idra went for a proxy factory. The problem is that White Idra always goes for a proxy factory, so if you know your opponent, you can very easily counter it. Same here. Xions, he loves going for a pylon in the main base for a cheeky warp in. Because he does it all the time, if you're aware of it, you can check and you can deny it. So, a bit of a feels bad man there for Xions. INFANSON with a great start. He also did open up with adepts. Not just 2, but he has 2 more on the way. With these adepts, he's going to be looking to shade past his probe and go into the main base. How good are the reflexes going to be for Xions? That is what we're going to find out. As the adepts do show up here. Only 2 for now. He's going to try and shade in, but Xions does throw down his pylon. He is safe and sound in his main. Oh. Actually commits to the shade. Not the best move here. These adepts are going to be chased down. At the same time, we do have 2 stalkers across the map. The shield battery isn't done yet. And adepts against stalkers, you never want to see that. Oh god, one of the adepts is able to escape across the map. And we have continued adept production. We have 5 adepts in total. Ideally 6, but one of them did die. And we'll see what... Is Maroon going to commit to this? Is he going to go into Glaives? There's no way, right? Well, Xions on the other side of things is doing very standard things, right? He's going for a Blink, he's going for a Forge for +1, he's going to be going into +1 Blink Stalkers. Very solid opening in PvP. But I'm really curious to see what Maroon does, what INFANSON does. He's throwing down a proxy pylon. The Twilight Council is about to finish up. Are we going to see Glaives? I kind of want Glaives. Or are we going to see a Dark Shrine? Okay, you guys will Blink. He's sensible. There's a Dark Shrine! Let's go! We have a proxy Dark Shrine being thrown down. Meanwhile, we have a massive shade into the main base, but the pylon is thrown down in time. He commits to the shade. He's going to try and focus down the pylon. Is it going to be enough, though? The Stalkers are here, though. They're in position there, killing adept after adept. Sure, they worked their way through the pylon. Was it worth it, though? Honestly, I don't think so. He gets 1 probe. He's going to get 2. Only 2 probes for the price of 6 adepts. 6 adepts! My god. A massive commitment there by INFANSON, and it wasn't really worth it. A massive investment there. Meanwhile, speaking of investments, Dark Shrine is about to finish up. DTs, how are they going to do here? Do we have detection? We don't have a Stargate. We don't have a Warp Gate. Sorry, we don't have a Robo. But we have a cannon. We have a cannon here in the natural. There is still potential for these DTs to deal damage if they go into the main. But, oh no, there's a cannon in the main as well. Yo, Xions, he's ready for everything. He's going across the map with his Stalkers. Blink is done. He has to wait a little bit longer if he wants to hit with +1, so he just tests the water, then he backs off. Xions throws down his 3rd base, working on his 3rd already, containing his opponent to 2 bases. Or trying to. And right now I'm just waiting for the DTs. Oh my god, as Blink finishes up and yo, INFANSON, he just dives on the Stalkers, taking them down one after the other. Xions overstaying his welcome. Oh my god. As 4 of Xion's Stalkers immediately get taken out, and now INFANSON has a lot of momentum. He can just keep going. Not necessarily towards the natural base, but I wouldn't be opposed to him denying the 3rd. Meanwhile, he actually ignores the 3rd base completely. He wants to go for the kill. He smells blood in the water. He throws down his Guardian Shell. We do have a couple more Stalkers being warped in, but the gateways aren't done yet for Xions. He's forced to pull the boys. Again, 4 gateways are on the way, but he needs them. He needs them now more than ever. There's just so much momentum here. We do have more Stalkers being warped in across the map. INFANSON realized that DTs weren't really going to cut it for him, so he didn't make any of them, instead just using it as a reinforcement point for his Stalkers. He backs off. I think he realizes that he can't really end the game, so he will be able to focus out as much attack defense as he can. He gets the shield battery. And Xions, I don't think that fighting here is really the best move. He's going to lose everything. INFANSON, he's doing it. Oh my god. INFANSON with the upsets of the century. He took down the Zerglord and now he's going to take a game off of Xions? Oh my god, there is no way. The boys were not enough. We have another Blink forward. The 3rd base, he doesn't just want the 3rd main. He's going to waste his time if he kills that. And no GG. INFANSON takes game 1. Oh my god. What is happening? Yo, the root gaming practice, it's paying off. Hold on, let's look at his profile here. Wow. Thankfully this isn't a best of 1, this is a best of 3, so Xions is not knocked out of the tournament, but just wow. I'm being blown away. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna take down Xions? Is this happening? I'm just looking him up here. I want to see his rate of improvement. Yep, INFANSON. This isn't his main ladder account, so it's hard to say where he is. Oh wow, I'm impressed. I am incredibly impressed here. INFANSON, he did get taken out by Ryu in the first round, but it's Ryu. I mean, mate. How you meant to stand up to Ryu, but here, taking game 1 against Xions. Wow. Especially after losing all those adepts for free, by the way. Like, I was so concerned. I thought INFANSON was down and out after losing all those adepts. Unfortunately for Xions was being pretty greedy. He delayed his gateways for so long. He was working off of only 2 gateways for the entire game. He was taking up, he was going to Forge for +1, he was going into a Twilight Council as well, he was going for upgrades, he was going for a 3rd base. He delayed his production for all that tech, for all the economy. I do think that Xions was maybe not taking his opponent as seriously as he should have, and he was punished hard for it. And now Xions is down. He's down in this series. Crazy. Just it's crazy. Oh. And we'll see where this takes us in game number 2. Meanwhile, oh god. Meanwhile, Ryu is still waiting for the winner of this series. Again, there's still one more best of 5 after this series. Not just that, I have to remind myself, because I'm pretty bad at remembering this. 1, predictions, obviously. 2, I have to make sure that we do the raffle. Sentimiento Latino, it's one of those few tournaments that we have that there is a participation raffle to be given out before the grand finals. Oh boy. Meanwhile, we'll see what Xions is up to, because he has been known to be upset after a loss. He didn't GG after that game as well. Hey, are we gonna see a forfeit? No, Xions, please, not like this. Not like this. Mate, it's gonna be unfortunate if that happens. Oh boy. It's gonna be real unfortunate if Xions does end up forfeiting. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Shaking my head, Xions. I'm also trying to figure out what he's saying, because I think he thinks that that INFANSON is someone else, which I don't buy. Like, what we saw wasn't anything special, to be honest. But he said Max. Does he think he's Max Angel? Does he think he's Estrella? Like, who could Max refer to? I'm thinking Max could either refer to Max Angel or Maximo. But Maximo's Latin American anyway, and he's not M1. We'll see. Oh, nope. We have our lobby. We have our game. Beautiful, beautiful. And we'll see where we end up. As we're going to be diving into game number 2 of this best of 3 lower finals match. I was trying to find the words for that. I was like, lower bracket, lower finals, losers finals. Let's go. And this could potentially be the final game of this series. It's crazy to think about. My God. We'll see we'll see where we end up. Are we going to be in a world where INFANSON goes up against Ryu? My God. Alright, let's go. Let's find out. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altares LE, we have our Peruvian Protoss player representing Roots Gaming. And oh, my apologies. Here you go. Currently up in this series, causing the upset, taking down the Zerg Lord, and maybe even taking down Xions. It is INFANSON. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pride of Altades LE, we have the Peruvian Protoss player. He is blue, representing Unidos por el Vicio. Currently down in this series. I would usually say the best Protoss in all of Peru, but maybe that's not the case anymore. It is Xions. Historically, and I think, like, even straight up, I would still say that Xions is the favorite, but Marooned has been practicing a lot on his new team, especially on yeah, he wants to, yeah, he is from Peru. See, God, shaking my head, Xions, shaking my head. Oh my god. Meanwhile, he's trying to suss him out. He's like, yo, where are you from? He's trying to dox him, mate. My god. But yeah, I think Xions, he's upset at the loss, and he's like, yo, this guy isn't who he says he is. But in INFANSON, he's played in plenty of tournaments before. I'm going to go as far as to say that I'm pretty sure Xions is unaware of INFANSON, and he's, again, upset at the loss. But honestly, I don't think there was anything sus about it, you know? I was about to get into the fact that, yo, in INFANSON, on Root Gaming, like, the practice is paying off. Like, I don't know what kind of practice he's getting. I don't know what kind of support he's getting from Root Gaming. But, yeah, I'm very impressed here. Very impressed. We'll see. We'll see how much further he can go. We'll see if the salt from Xions affects him as well. As we have, ooh, a Stargate opener coming out from INFANSON. My god. For those wondering, Xions was asking what district INFANSON was from, and I feel like that's kind of like, you don't want to be saying that, especially on a stream. Like, I understand that he's trying to verify where he's from, but at the same time, like, you don't want to dox someone. Like, come on, mate. There's plenty of reason why INFANSON wouldn't want that to be public information. Oh god. Meanwhile, here we go. We do have a Void Ray opening. Interesting. Oh no, the supply block. No, he chronoed as well. Oh no, INFANSON, please. Aye, there we go. The Nexus will finish up, and the Nexus will give him the supply for the Void Ray, but this was mistimed. This wasn't lined up well, and yeah, that was a wasted chrono boost. Not the biggest of deals, but when we're talking about GMs and when we're talking about the highest level of play, like, this does impact things. Aye. Meanwhile, Xions opening up with a very fast Forge, going for a cannon. He is scared of DTs. Oh my god. Okay, so Xions a little bit paranoid here of what the opener could be. Quickly checking the vision. He did scout the Stargate opener, but he doesn't know the follow-up. If he was scared, like, I would say, like, yo, open up with a sentry, right? Go for a hallucinated scout. Unfortunately, Xions is in the dark. He does not have a sentry. He does not have the hallucination to go for any kind of scout, so he doesn't know that it's a robo follow-up. Yo, okay, I've seen, so Starduck has done this. He's gonna go for Void Rays and Immortals. Starduck actually did this against Xions. Fun fact, I brought this up earlier in the broadcast. I was talking about BTL. I was talking about the CranKy Ducklings Team League match against Unidos por el Vicio. And how, in the end, Eric did defeat Xions with a 12 pool with a proxy hatchery. That's why I brought it up, because the Zergo did it. Meanwhile, here we have Void Rays in production. Starduck did this against Xions on Blackburn in BTL. And the way it works is that you have very little gateway units, so you're being very greedy with with your army composition overall. But at a certain point, at around 9 minutes, you have a very, very powerful army. It's relatively small, but Void Rays and Immortals destroy +1 Blink Stalkers. They just hammer through them. Starduck ended up losing against Xions because Starduck was actually pulled out of position. We see a bit of a ... Sees the third base. Oh my god. So if you recall, in the BTL match between Xions and Starduck, Xions actually was able to push in with Blink Stalkers and outposition Starduck and kind of pull Starduck apart a little bit. It was a little bit unfortunate for Starduck because he didn't have detection. He didn't have vision of where the Blink Stalker army was. He actually couldn't see where the Stalkers were, and he was kind of pulled apart, and it was a little bit sad. It was a little bit sad for Starduck. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. So yeah, he was like, it would have been a moment where if Starduck had fought head on in a frontal engagement, Starduck probably would have won. But because that didn't happen, Xions was able to take the win instead. So we'll see how Xions will do here. Who popularized this? I'm pretty sure King Cobra. King Cobra popularized this build. I'm going for Immortals and Void Rays like this. King Cobra, of course, the Russian European Protoss player. So we'll see how this goes against Xions here. Again, this is very committed. Very committed by Maroon. Oh my god, INFANSON, he's even throwing down the second robo. Oh my god. Okay, meanwhile, on the other side of things, Xions, he's got his third base up and running. He's fully saturated. He's got a lot of gateways. Oh, interesting. He's actually working on Charge. So Chargelot Immortal, sorry, Chargelot Archon could work very well here, but looking at the detection, INFANSON hasn't seen this yet. He's pushing out across the map with his Immortals and his Void Rays. He's going to be hitting the third base. We only have one shield battery, and it's honestly pretty exposed. Can Blink Stalkers really go toe-to-toe against this? Oh my god, Prismatic Alignment is popping off as well as the Immortals. The shield battery goes down. There's not going to be an overcharge available here. Charge is about to finish up those Xions. If he's going to be able to warp them in, he will be able to hold on. And Maroons, INFANSON doesn't have enough to break through. He had a very nice initial fight, but oh, he's forced to recall. Oh, that was a clutch recall. Did not lose any of his Immortals. And this is a little bit worrisome for Maroons, for INFANSON, because he does not have a Twilight Cancel. He doesn't have Charge. He doesn't have Blink. He doesn't have anything. What can he do here in this position? Honestly, if I were him, I would throw down a Robo. Oh, he throws down the Twilight Council. I would have thrown down a Robo and gone into Disruptors, right? Disruptors are definitely a way for you to hold on here, especially against a mass gateway composition. But he's going to try and catch up. He's going for a Twilight Council and his own gateways. Oh boy. We'll see. We'll see if he can pull it off, because Xions wants to pull the trigger. He is working on +3. He's working on a Warp Prism as well. He wants to go across the map. He wants to try and end the game. He's already fully saturated on 4 bases. He's got a much better economy, much better mineral economy, I should say, because you know what? He only has 3 gases. 2 in the main, 1 in the third. He wants to go mass charge load. He's going to have a lot of minerals to work with. And he can pull this off. Like, we need more buffer here. Immortals do not do well against Zealots at all. He needs his own gateway units. Sentries would be great as well for force fields. He's throwing down too much tech. He's throwing down a second Stargate, a Templar Archives, and a Robotic Spade. That is too much tech right now. Maroon doesn't realize the situation he's in. He doesn't know where the army is. He needs an army, and oh my god, Xions, he's going to pull the trigger. The Chargelot's are going to close the distance. He's going to get on top of everything. We do have 1 force field, but 1 force field is not going to be enough. The Stalkers do blink on 40. He's trying to focus down as best he can. Yo, where's the target fire? It's just not there. The Void Rays actually reign supreme. I thought the Stalkers were going to focus down the Void Rays, but it just didn't happen. Oh my god. Xions, please. The overcharge was looking pretty good as well. INFANSON holds on. And this is a scary moment. That was an anti-timing as well. +3. It's going to finish up in a couple of seconds. Imagine if Xions had hit with +3. Oh my god. Honestly, the force field was pretty good as well. Even though there weren't many sentries, what little force fields he had available to him were amazing. And now, INFANSON, he has all that tech that he invested in. Like, he was being so greedy, but he's getting away with it. Ooh, but he's not going to get this 4th. We do have a cancel on the 4th base. INFANSON, he was trying to cut as many corners, and he got away with most of it. Not all of it, though. He needs a 4th base now, because Xions is going to work on a 5th. Ay, ay, ay. Here we go, Xions. He's still sharking around. Again, he has a very mobile army, a very large army. He needs to use this. He needs to rotate around. He needs to hit bases multiple times. He needs to stop INFANSON from getting a 4th base up and running. He cannot let INFANSON get comfortable. Especially because we have a fleet beacon. What is he doing? He's getting everything. Oh my god. I don't even know what the hell the robotics bay was for. It wasn't for anything, apparently. Meanwhile, we do have that transition into Skytoss on the way for both players. Xions also working on his own fleet beacon here in the main. Meanwhile, INFANSON, he's moving out. Ooh, he finds the warp prism. No more reinforcements in the middle of the map for Xions. No more micro potential either. Xions has to be careful. Like, his army, it's okay, but in a head-on engagement, like, look how many Archons he has. He cannot deal with these Archons with charge lots. He's going for the base trade. Oh my god, INFANSON, he's going out across the map. The timing is so good. He denies all the stack defense. He's gonna kill the 4th. At the same time, Xions, he's also hitting across the map, but so much later compared to his opponents. INFANSON, he just deletes the 4th base. He's going straight into the main. He's gonna get into the production. Carriers are coming out, but you know what? They're gonna be so exposed. Who's gonna recall first, if at all? And yo, INFANSON doesn't even care about the natural. He goes into the main. He shuts down the Stargates. Oh my god. At the same time, Xions, he gets the 3rd. He's going to get the 4th as well. So he's going to get 2 bases. But the infrastructure, the production is all falling here for Xions. God, the base trade is going to be so close. INFANSON, he needs to get workers out on the map. Now he realizes this is a little bit late. Ay, ay, ay. The probes are going to get intercepted. He needed to do this earlier. He needed to do this so long ago. But Xions, he doesn't chase. Oh no, he doesn't need to. Ay, ay, ay. The base trade is in full effect here. And Xions could eliminate INFANSON. INFANSON doesn't get a single worker out. He will not have... He's going to have to recall. There we go. We do have a recall back into the main base. Into the nat... No! He went into the natural, not the main. The recall is denied. I think Xions just wins. Xions, he's just going to kill everything. He's just going to kill all the buildings. They're all here in the main base. There are 0 probes out on the map. And INFANSON realizes he needs to go back home. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal, mate. Absolutely brutal. The Zealots, they're going to run into a wall of cannons. There's going to be enough energy here for a recall. Xions, he can escape. Oh, and so much damage is being done. Ah, INFANSON. If only he had recalled to his main base instead of his natural, he would have been able to avoid all of this. Ah, there is the recall. INFANSON comes back home. He will be able to clean everything up, but Xions does have a mining base. So now we have to take stock. INFANSON still has a pretty big advantage. He has the better army, straight up. He will win a head-on engagement. But if he leaves, like, he leaves all of his buildings. Like, there is still a window here. There's a way for Xions to avoid the fight, go into the main, and kill all the buildings. It's gonna be difficult though, because he needs to set himself up for a counterattack. Like, defending at home is not gonna work for him. He needs to be out on the map, but he's still here at home instead. It's gonna be close, mate. It's gonna be clutch. Oh, he's rebuilding. He's repowering his Stargates for the carriers. Yo, we have the cannons. Here we go. INFANSON is gonna try and break on through. He has so many Archons. There are a lot of cannons, though, to be fair. But are the cannons gonna be enough? It looks like it will not. Cannons are not enough to stand up to a Protoss army like this. And even though the carriers have been repowered, it's not going to be enough. INFANSON, he is causing the upset. We had a crazy base trade, and his army is just so goddamn powerful. Immortals, Void Rays, Archons. He has everything you need, mate. He will take out this base. Xions, unfortunately, he tried to defend at his base when he had to avoid the fight as best he could. He does keep his workers alive. And, yo, INFANSON turns around to go back home. Carriers are coming out. I don't think they're going to do much, though. If I'm completely honest. We shall see. The carrier, it's going across the map. Yo, it's going to try and sneak across. Meanwhile, we do see INFANSON rotate around. He's going to hit this base. Dot, dot, dot. Xions knows the position he's in. The carrier gets picked up. The Nexus is going to go down. GG, well played INFANSON with the upset. He 2-0 Xions. Wow. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. GG. What a base trade. Congratulations, INFANSON. Congratulations on taking the win here. What I will say is that I do think that Xions, he had like better macro and better even engagements at certain times, but INFANSON had the better plan, is what I will say. He had the better overall build and vision for the game. We saw him again. We saw there were moments there where he was quite vulnerable, but regardless, he was able to defend. He was able to get away with his greed. He was able to get away and execute his build. What a game. What a game there by INFANSON. And he moves on to the grand finals. Crazy, crazy. Congratulations, INFANSON. Congratulations. He will be looking to have a rematch against Ryu in the grand finals. Meanwhile, before we get to the grand finals, we have a raffle.